Oh, Marty life. Alright, let's get this thing started. Get some links out. Alright. Where should I put this? Off topic. Showcase. From the bottom. Some of the modern stuff coming, it's interesting. Alright. Links. Can you tell I haven't a clue what the hell I'm doing? Raffle. Go back. Alright. Cold waters. First of all, okay, mods enabled. Alright. This is my first little showcase. Doing a Canadian campaign. This is, I took Squabby's 2000 campaign, as well as the 2004 campaign by... Oh, geez. Where'd it go? This one. Howard Z. Beam. Now this 2004 one is made for the base game. Squabby's was made for .mod, and mine is made for .mod, but I did borrow a few things from the 2004 campaign. This is just basically the first sort of showcase. Sort of want to put it out there. A couple of things I know I want to work on. Also some play testing, see if I can find anything that doesn't work off the bat. As well as if anybody watches this and sees something that I miss, sees a mistake somewhere, let me know in the comments below or on Discord. Angry Goose. Let's get it started. So, .mod, and then my mod, Canada North Atlantic 2004. And here I borrowed the intro from that 2004 campaign. Although tensions with Moscow has lessened, Russian forces launched a devastating surprise attack across the Polish border. Central Europe has plunged into war, and NATO nations struggle to push back. Resupply convoys from the United States are crucial to the war effort and must be defended. NATO naval operations assign you to the Norwegian Sea and North Atlantic in an attempt to maintain control of the situation at sea. And then I sort of changed this part, and Canada sends one of its newly refurbished Victoria-class diesel electrics to support those efforts. Now, the Victoria class was the upholder class that we bought off the UK. The purchase itself and the exchange, we took possession of those subs in 2000, and they were refurbished and put in service technically in 2005. Now, considering that we have this imaginary war where Russia attacks and we have to go to war, it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that maybe we kind of rushed it a little bit and try to get one of these out there to help out. It's a game. It's a fake war. Suspension of disbelief a little bit with this. Start. And you know what? Let's overwrite Angry Goose. Commander is Bob McKenzie. Bonus points to anyone who gets that reference. And start. Maybe. Oh, yes, I do want to overwrite it. Door. Now, your only sub, because the only sub in the under Maritime Atlantic Command, and you see here, I actually was able to change it. Comcan Fleet Lant. Command of Canadian Fleet Atlantic. Commander Maritime Atlantic. Was able to change those. It's actually pretty easy. And effective immediately, you're hereby assigned command of the Victoria-class vessel HMCS Windsor, which is the only one in the Atlantic Fleet, SSK 877. Now, the one thing, if you look at this, this is actually the model from .mod for the Norwegian? Svartis? Norwegian and Denmark. I can't remember. Just about the closest analog, I think, I can get to the Victoria. Biggest difference, first of all, the Victoria has the anechoic tiles, so it looks more like the newer black subs. I'll pull up the Collins in a second. I'll take a look at that. The other thing is that these planes here are actually just underneath the nose of the bow. This Varda sort of dips down right in front of the conning tower, whereas the Victoria is more like straight with a stubbier nose, and some of these little features aren't on the back of the conning tower. But the size and weight of this sub is just about the same. I haven't actually changed any of those stats in the file. Did change the speed, because the Victoria goes 20 knots, where the Svartis is only able to go, was it 16? So I did change that. Vertical and horizontal fins on the back is the other feature, which is one of the biggest reasons I didn't get put the Collins class in there, although I might switch it out. For some people it doesn't matter for the model, and that's fine. I would like to have it more accurate, because I do like seeing like my sub there. But I just want to go back and I want to take another look at the Collins, because I know the biggest thing that bugs me about the Collins class is no, it's not where it is. Denmark, isn't it? Yeah, the Collins class is, it's like all wrong. Like fins in the X position, this extra secondary hull looks too far off. The nose looks a little bit better, but the tower's just not right. If you look at because the upholder, like the tower looks almost more like the Oberon, like it's a mid-step between the Oberon and the Dreadnought. More that, like really that stark box at the top. So that's why, although it doesn't look quite right. Too slender in the back. Valiant. No, it's got the weird nose. Oh, the Trafalgar. No, well, the Trafalgar has the sleeve, so it really doesn't look like a diesel at all. And yeah, I've looked at other ones like some of the 2000 or 2004 mods, like Epic Mod or Playable Subs. Like they make the Upholder class use the Kilo as its reference point, and it's just like it really doesn't look like it. So, and if any modelers out there see this, model the Upholder / Victoria, would be awesome to see. Just let me get back into the overwrite. Yes, to see that, or even like I'm not too sure if it'd be easier to simply modify the Svartis, like at the very least put the planes under the nose or something, just to fudge it a bit closer. I don't know, but if a modeler sees this and wants to do an Upholder Victoria, let me know. I got a reference for a model maker that has a lot of nice shots on it to give you a reference. But anyway, Victoria class vessel, and as you saw, like I don't have, one of the things I like to work on that's further down on my list is the encyclopedia page, but I'm not. That's a little further down the list, so we accept here. And this is the intro from the 2004. So terrorists attack Russia, 2 airliners destroyed. Relations with Russia have soured after 89 passengers died today when 2 airliners exploded after flying out of Domovodov. Domodedovo International Airport are hard. Near Moscow, the explosions were caused by suicide bombers, reportedly female, from Russian Republic of Chechnya. So we're going back to some of those conflicts. The Russian Federation has increased the tempo of operations against Ukrainian and Chechen separatists, and riot police were called out. Some members of the Russian government have made claims the terrorists were funded by the United States. The United States denies these allegations, stating that Russia's own actions in Chechnya are responsible for the outbreaks of violence. Mission accomplished. Is the war in Iraq truly won? Yeah, mission accomplished. Remember that? Mission accomplished. With the recent furor over President's mission accomplished speech, several independent political and security analysts are expressing growing concern that the speech was given a premature expectation of victory. They warn that much remains to be done. Tensions between Russia and the U.S. are continuing to increase. Russia was vocal in saying the Iraq war was a bad idea. In March 2003, just as the invasion began, Russian President Vladimir Putin publicly criticized it. It was the most serious crisis the world has faced since the Cold War, he told the Duma, adding that fighting would be fierce and drawn out. And he also said, now it emboldens dissidents in our country. Then Russia protests the expansion of NATO. Russian government today denounces the continued expansion of NATO. Does this seem familiar, people? The most recent expansion came with the admission of 7 Central Eastern European countries: Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia. The incorporation of the countries formerly Eastern Bloc continues to cause increased tensions between NATO countries and Russia. An unnamed Russian staff source was quoted in a recent Times article stating that the constant provocations from the current U.S. administration has created an elevated and permanent anxiousness of American aggression with the Russian Federation. Mr. Bush should think this over. It is dangerous. I think they have the wrong... Is that the wrong Bush? No, that's the Secretary of State, isn't it? Or whatever it was. I can't remember. Russians down civilian airliner. International outrage erupted after the Russian Air Force shot down a Lufthansa airline flight outside Moscow. All 269 passengers and crew aboard were killed. Russia issued a statement claiming the plane had been hijacked by Ukrainian terrorists. We blame the United States for this. They have opposed every effort we have made to end the threat posed by these radical groups, the Russian Minister of Defense says. Additionally, we know the U.S. has covertly supported many of these groups in an attempt to keep Russia off balance. Russian President Putin said, I've repeatedly said there is no such thing as our terrorists and somebody else's. One must not differentiate between them, deal with some and concern and condemn others. They all deserve the same approach, the same rejection. If the U.S. has worked with us, this would not have happened. Tensions between Washington and Moscow are now elevated. Overall military readiness is heightened as NATO exercises in the Pacific and Atlantic are denounced by Putin as deliberate provocations. Russian army and Spetsnaz deployed in Ukraine. It's a little on the nose now. And to think this mod has been out. It's been out for a while. So I'm not saying he was prophetic, but deployment of the Russian army and Spetsnaz units has commenced in locations around Ukraine and Chechnya in response to increased terrorist activity, including riots and concentrated bombings of Russian industry. There are reports of major clashes between rebels and Russian units, with considerable civilian casualties. This is a cause of considerable controversy between NATO and the Russian Federation. America, Germany, and Poland have all condemned these actions. Putin responded, the military deployments will continue until the threat of terrorism is eradicated. We do not interfere with you in your war on terror, do not interfere in ours. Independent political analysts agree that this sudden escalation of hostilities, Russia's fear of NATO's presumed aggressive expansion, and the continuing anti-Russian rhetoric of the Bush administration adds up to a volatile situation. Moscow's latest threat to withdraw from the arms talks is seen as particularly disturbing turn of events. I think this was around the time that they did a renewal of one of the newer weapons things. I can't remember. The question looming over Europe is how the Russian government will react should it consider diplomatic negotiations as exhausted. So, really, I mean, this, what could have really happened if some of the stuff that Russia is claiming about Ukraine right now actually happened. Kind of weird. Oh, look at that. Explosion at the Kremlin. 23 dead, 32 wounded. The explosion rocked the Kremlin this morning shortly before a scheduled appearance by President Putin. Reports are conflicting, but several members of the Duma are reported dead. The Russian government reported a few hours after the explosions that they had captured several bombers. The bombers were identified as agents Angielska Wywiadu, or AW, the Polish intelligence agency, who were working with Ukrainian nationalists. The Polish Prime Minister has denied these accusations. Russia has announced the mobilization of Category B army formations to deal with the Polish threat. A strong reaction appears a result of the strained diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Russia, years of terse anti-Russian rhetoric, the continued ideological friendship between President George W. Bush Jr. and the British Prime Minister Tony Blair, and the expansion of NATO has caused fear amongst the Russian leadership. And the war begins. Invades Poland and the Baltic states. War declared. Ba-da-da-da. Russian infantry supported by armored units and strike aircraft stormed across the Polish border today in a surprise attack. Initial negotiation attempts rapidly broke down, and a state of war has been officially declared between NATO forces and the Russian Federation. Polish losses are reportedly high. U.S. military forces are being fully mobilized, and convoys loaded with men, materials, and arms are being prepared to cross the Atlantic. The fact that the last Reforger exercise was conducted over a decade ago in 1993, and that new plans for the reinforcement of Europe have not kept pace with NATO's expansion, has slowed the American reinforcement of its NATO allies. President Bush addressing the nation saying, "The full might of the United States Army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy will be brought to bear on this unprovoked attack." And that's the last one there. I might do one of those news slides about, Canada entering the war as well, sending what it can, which is you, in the diesel. Alright, so the first mission. Intelligence reports that a wolf pack of enemy cruise missile subs will attempt to break out in the North Atlantic in the next few days in the Guiak area. You must sink it. Be advised, likely heavily escorted by enemy nuke attack subs. Locate and sink the enemy cruise missiles submarine SS. I'll have to look in the file. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. No secondary avoid detection, yada yada. This still gets the crew experience, but it doesn't have the patrol zones. I'm not sure how to make those work right, but that's fine for now. Let's see. Alright, so we'll continue. Rearm and repair. 6 tubes. Now, the Victoria class was upgraded from the Tigerfish to the Mark 48s, but it dropped the Harpoons capability. So you are a torpedo-only sub. I kept the Mosses in, because really, if you don't have Mosses, you're kind of hosed. And I usually like to slip one in there. Load Spec Ops, I guess, Spec Ops. So that's one thing I might change as well. Like it says Spec Ops here, which is fine. But what I'll do, I haven't changed it, but if I want to keep the quote-unquote SEAL mission in, is to change that to JTF2 in the text. Actually, let me write that down, so I'll remember to do it. SEAL to JTF2. For those who don't know, JTF2, pardon me, JTF2 is the Canadian equivalent of the SEALs, essentially. Tier 1 operators, dangerous places, dropped off alone. Basically, they were the first NATO forces in Afghanistan after 9/11, and sniping HVTs, etc. All right, let's anchors away, my boys. That's the US one. I don't know what the Canadian naval anthem is. So I'm gonna post up just in front of Torshavn. And this is the other part that I'm having trouble with, if anybody knows. And if anybody wants the files. I have a few things to change. I know like one of the metals files is quite large. I need to change the resolution on it, but I can make it available to anyone who wants to poke around at it. Like Germany here, like the tanks are red. Oh, is that him? That might be him. And like the Poland are blue. I might know where to change some of that. I know these Germany ones shouldn't be red. And I think I know, okay, you're just a patrol, you're just a patrol, which means that this guy... I don't know why they go so far south. Like, ballsy. Yeah, let's go right off the Shetlands there. Okay, what do we got? 50 feet, 3 knots. Weak duct, weak thermal layer reference on. I'll have to, I don't know what that is. Well, just let me screenshot that. With the subs, closing as close as I can, and I do have for sub encounters, because cold waters lets you set like an additional distance for encounters. I have that to 0 because I do want to be a bit closer because I'm slower. Mark 48s and the 1 Moss. All right.
On sonar, new contact bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet. Raise the radar mast.
Yep. Identify him. No.
Lower the radar mast.
And let's just head below the duct. The other thing I did is I figured the Victoria would be quieter than the Vardis, but I don't have the information on exactly what its noise output is, so I just kind of knocked 5 decibels off the Zvardis from the base file, which went from like 125 to 120. I don't know, like, I know like the Kilo Improved is the lowest at like 96. I'm not sure if the Victoria is as quiet as that. If anybody has any references to that, I might take a look at the Collins class and match that, being a similar sub. Maybe put it in between the Zvardis and the Collins or something like that, but I haven't checked that file yet. Alright. Down. Pooping out some sausage. Sausage links.
Dive at 150 feet. Dive high.
The other thing is I did put in the BQQ5 set. I know we are currently using the BQQ10 in the Victorias. I don't know if that went straight in or if that was done later and we're still using the 2040s when we first deployed. I went ahead and put in the BQQ5 just because it's hard enough that you're in a diesel with no missiles that, you know, I'll take any edge I can. I haven't studied the towed array, so whatever the towed array is on the Zvardis from the 1984 campaign is on there. And I don't know if I want to change that or not. Improves his noise level of 110. Okay, so I still have welcome Nightshade. Welcome to the welcome to the only person in my stream. If you go back and watch the beginning of this video, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing, so it's gonna be like super awkward. Okay, so the Kilo Improved is 110. I made the Victoria 120. I know the Zvardis that was modeled in the game was set to 125. Again, I'm not sure where to look up that reference. But if you find it, or if anybody finds it, comment below or on the Discord. I'd appreciate. One thing that sucks when you have a green crew. So let's do the time dilation. See if anybody pops up. Yeah, I have no bottom, but that's fine because I really can't go below 900 feet, and I still have it set to feet because the system just it still works better with feet.
Make depth 300 feet. Dive I. Con, dive at 300 feet. Dive I.
You gonna make me go active or something? Well, that definitely means they don't have an alpha in this group. Okay, Virginia and Seawolf at 105, followed by Severodvinsk at 107. So really, 120 is probably not far-fetched. And like I said, this one does have the anechoic tiles. So if I'm basing it off the Zvardis, to knock off 5 decibels is probably not insane. I'm a little reticent to go lower than that because, you know, don't want to be totally inaccurate. Alright, looks like we're going to have to play this the hard way. Do an active ping and start praying. Let's turn off the time dilation for that.
Con sonar, switching to active
One
search.
ping. Just one ping. Oh, that's not good.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Really? No return?
Con sonar, switching to active search. Con sonar, new contact bearing 279, designated Sierra 2. Con sonar, new contact bearing 278.
Ah, they all
designated
woke up.
Sierra 3.
There's my
sonar,
Charlie.
Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Ah,
Con
cool.
sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Come left 2, 2, 3, 4, helm aye.
Right. So I'm in the Charlie's baffles. The Akula seems to be far enough away that it was marked with -29 passive. I do like, it's kind of cheating, but I do like using the contacts here. I know, was it Steel Shark has a mod that you can turn that off and just try to remember yourself. Let's at least get 2,000 yards off to the side here. Hook it in and see if I can get that Akula spooked. Yeah, but if that distance between me and the Charlie's anywhere near accurate, no wonder I can't hear him yet. With a 0 crew. How loud's the Charlie supposed to be? Akula, 115, 120. Hey, shit, I heard him. Alright. Let's hook it in a little bit. Ah, okay, that makes sense. That's what I figured on the last one. I left it on just a little bit long enough there, and then it popped up. Yeah, see, the Akula pinged me but couldn't quite find me, so he stopped. Yeah, it'd be nice if... I mean, you can't have everything. You can't have everything. Should I activate the torpedo? Make him hear it yet? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I know you can hear that now. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Make depth 800 feet. Dive I.
Alright, I'm gonna bring her down to 800. And 820 is my test depth for this, so getting below...
Helm, steady course.
Getting below 900, I think I hit about like 950. Was able to pull up before anything happened. I think I just lucked out. But yeah, so I'll bring it up down to 800 so then I can maneuver up for torpedoes to start with. Although at 20 knots, maneuverability is not exactly a thing. You know what? Unfortunately, that'll let the Charlie know it's gone. Oh, he's way out there.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 280. Designated Sierra 4. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 279. Con sonar, new contact bearing 279. Designated Sierra 5.
Oh, now they're all
Con
pinging
sonar,
me.
Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
All those pings, they're a bit too far.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 279. Contact faded.
Send that one up.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 279.
Send that one up as well. Because I know they're just a bit too far away from me to hear my transients clearly. Because they're all pinging and they're not getting a return off me. But now they're all spooked. They're all hitting up speed. They're all pinging, which is all good for me. Alright, 800 feet. And now we just need to be patient. Still have 13 minutes on that. I might... Oh, that Charlie might be close. Give him one. Alright, 2,000 yards. Let's make you two go up this way-ish. Actually, let's get you running north a bit more. Oh.
Con, dive at 800 feet. Dive I.
I've been at 800 feet for a little while, but thanks for getting that all nice and steady, helmsman. Bunch of noobs.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 290.
Alright, there's one of the Charlies and one of the Akulas. So I'm going to put torpedo 1 into the Charlie. Two or three for the Akula. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get some more information on the other two as we go on.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 290.
He's really freaking out for a torpedo that being that far away from him. For him not, so he can still he can outrun me. That's the pain in the butt part. See if that Sierra 4 is any closer than we think.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 288.
Oh, is that what it is? Ah, what a loser. I get credit for that still. Oh, it sucks too, because there's got to be a Russian torpedo. Because it sucks. One thing that sucks too is if an enemy torpedo hits a trawler, like, you get dinged for it.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 287. Contact faded.
Sierra 4, 62%. 30,000 yards, probably not, but... Alright, that's one of mine, one of mine, one of mine. Oh, must have... Oh, you know what? I think that Charlie 2 slowed way the hell down at the last second there. I think the Charlie 2 ate the torpedo.
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 288.
I didn't want that to activate yet. I want to come across. Number 1's gonna chase the Akula. Yeah, because that Akula went right behind the Charlie 2. And then the Charlie 2 suddenly slowed down and I lost contact. Which means she's limping from a torpedo hit. Bravo, Russia, bravo. And they wonder why they're having trouble in Ukraine. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about the right height. I should come in. Yeah, who knew that Russia was using Coldwater's AI for their war in Ukraine?
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
That's right, motherfucker. She's coming for you. And I don't... There you are. I still have the Coldwater stick. Oh, it's going for the Charlie. I don't want it to go for the Charlie. No, the Akula went... See, I'm trying to dive down to the Charlie who's running deep. Yeah, why not? What the heck? Come on, torpedo. Work with me. I want him. That guy right there. Why are you diving so deep? Oh, I don't have the Akula. Oh, yeah. Oh, he did get hit. Look at that.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 296.
Oh, you think you're so fancy with your noisemakers. But I'm even fancier with my wire.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 294.
Really? Because I drop a noisemaker that close and nothing.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 294. Contact breaking up.
Let's go ahead and reload one. Number 2, let's send you a bit more this way. And Charlie there. Oh, I got a good...
Sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 287. Contact faded. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 283. Contact faded.
And of course, my main targets. Can't hear.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 274. Contact faded. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 274.
Yeah, except we know that he ain't that close. Is it just general sickness, or is it the evil stuff? Okay, so Torpedo 2 should eventually catch up to the Charlie. That Akula ran shallow, so let's set the torpedo to that. Let's speed things up a little bit.
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 288.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And
Shoot 25. Aye, sir.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 288.
really? Charlie 2.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
That's what I thought. Hello.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 289.
Hello, Mr. Big Nose. Should I put it right in his VLS tubes?
Con,
Let's
fire control, weapon
see if I
acquired.
can get it right in the VLS tubes. No. Yep.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing
Yeah,
290.
boy.
Contact breaking up.
Okie dokie. So I got number 3 going towards that Akula, and I still have Sierra 4.
Come right to 284.
Somewhere over
Helm
there.
high.
I'm a little diesel, short and stout. I'm very quiet and can take you out. Now, this should be enough tonnage that I'm gonna get one of the medals.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 270. Contact
Yeah, the
faded.
one thing when you're gonna see when I'm getting the medals that I know is wrong is the sizing of the metals, and I know how to fix that.
Sierra 3,
But that'll
bearing
be later.
2,
Okay, let's
7, 0.
F9. So he's moving a little bit away.
Steady course.
I'm gonna risk it here. Oh, there's the other Charlie.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
Let's pop that there. Let's go back to 3. Okay, I should be catching up with that Akula. It should be catching up to that Akula. Haha. Okay, so that Charlie is headed north a bit. So let's pop this over here. And like very seriously, my torpedo should really be catching up to that Akula right now.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last
2
bearing
minutes on the
2,
torp.
9,
Good
3.
lord.
Contact faded.
1 minute on the torp. Come on. Alright, let's...
Helm left 2, 2, 5, 6. Helm I.
Man, that Akula just sprinted away. You gotta be frickin' far to outrun a Mark 48. Alright, number 5 should get my other Charlie. Shortly-ish. Let's tweak it this way a
Con
smidge.
helm. Steady course.
I don't know how far north he actually got.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4. Bearing 2, 9, 3.
Alright, so it looks like he did go a little bit further north than I thought. Oh, come on, he's pinging. I should be able to get something better than 18% at this point. Alright, let's let him know our torpedoes in the neighborhood. Oh,
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3. Bearing 2, 6, 3.
Rig shift for ultra quiet.
let's go back to ultra quiet and see if we can close with that Akula. See if he comes back in our direction.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3. Last bearing 2, 6, 3. Contact faded.
Did I overrun you? No. Are you over here? A little bit more that way.
Con sonar
Yeah, see,
lost
he's kind of
contact.
zigzagging,
Sierra
and I
3.
keep on
Last
getting
bearing
some
2,
24
6,
knots. Come
3.
on, I should be able to get a
Contact
better friggin' fix on him than this.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3. Bearing 2, 6, 3. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3. Last bearing 2, 6, 3. Contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3. Last bearing 2, 6, 3. Contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 263, contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 263, contact faded.
You know what? Just in case, let's do
Shoot
this.
2-1. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-2.
The other one we're
Con
gonna
sonar
hook
lost
down on
contact.
this on the
Sierra
Akula
3,
if he comes
last
close
bearing
enough.
263, contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 263. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 263, contact faded.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Charlie should relax a little bit and head straight. So I'm just gonna leave my torpedo straight there.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 1, last bearing 317, contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 264.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 26.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 299. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 299, contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 299. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 299, contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 299. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 299, contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 299, contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 299, contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 299. Con sonar noisemaker bearing 299.
Finally. Okay. Oh yes, Mr. Charlie with the big schnoz. I might let that Akula go. The other thing that I don't have set up is the enemy inventory.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing
So,
3,
like, you could
0,
run into
0.
like 300 Akulas. You know, like, you know, unlimited typhoons and stuff. So that's one thing I sort of need to look into. And
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4.
Boop
Last
just
bearing
knew.
300. Contact breaking up.
Now that Akula's ringing away again. My torpedo's gone. You know what? I'm good to disengage. I will. That Akula's not going to come close enough. Leave combat. Yeah, so 2 Charlies, 1 Akula, 1 escaped. Not too bad. 23,000 tons. Yay! So this is where I said the metals are a bit too big. And I do know how to resize them. It's just a matter of getting it done. But, you know, even these, you know, Governor General of Canada expresses heartfelt congratulations and takes great pleasure in awarding the Medal of Military Valor to Commander Bob Mackenzie, eh? What a hoser. Commanding Officer of the Windsor. You know, Commander Bob Mackenzie is cited for extraordinary heroism in his actions against enemies of Canada on 5 October 2000. I need to change that to 2004. Let me do medals. Although that might be an issue in the start date in the campaign data. I'll have to look that up. Continue. Incidents involving tax transatlantic. Nothing that's a Soviet. All the way back to the Iron Curtain. I might have to change that. Okay. Yeah, see, the date's still 2000. I need to figure out how to change that. Raider group transiting high speed towards the Russian coast. Small and rough forces. Replenishment ships in the area. Fire control, great. Torpedo man. See, that's it. Fire control. Get that TMA up. It's always go on the XO screen. So I'm looking for. Okay, so that seems to be all working. Let's go back to Holy Loch Fastlane and see what a return to port looks like. Mackenzie, Admiral's office, got the medal. Okay, so dates is an issue. That I think is in the campaign data, and I'm not too sure how it's. I'll have to check. I'll check in the 2004 campaign. Medal sizes. So a couple little things to start working on. And again, there's that issue with the map. And why Germany's in enemy control, but the other ones aren't. I think. You know what? Let's. Yeah, whatever. Pause that. Like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Warsaw. I think those might. I might have to go in and they start enemy instead of friendly. But these two here, and I know, like I've seen, I'll double check the file because I mean, I'm working with like 3 different folders of VODs and smacking everything together. But I'm pretty sure that these two here are set as friendly, land invasion enemy or something like that. Why they're red here, I don't know. And I'm not sure if these are supposed to be set to enemy first. And then as the campaign goes on, they're supposed to turn blue rather than... Because, what is this? Up here in Norway, northern Norway, that always ends up turning red on the regular campaign, the regular dot mod. It always goes, oh yeah, they rolled over this northern useless area. You know, or if they successfully get a landing somewhere, it turns red. But the fact that the two Germany are red in the middle of nowhere is kind of annoying. The other thing I need to figure out, I could have sworn I saw the file somewhere, but if someone remembers and can tell me, but there's a file somewhere that sets the names of the players. Like, this campaign is NATO versus Soviet Union, this campaign is NATO versus Plan or whatever. Because I need to change that to Russian Federation for this campaign on account of it not being a Soviet one. Yeah, but I'm going to have to fudge around with the date, turn that to 04 for all technical sake. Metal resizing, I know exactly what I need to do, I just need to get doing it. I'm gonna find the SEAL team files and change that to JTF2, because if I recall correctly, the metals like they just hit the date. Let's I shouldn't have anything untowards on my screen here. So let's just go out there and this one here. Yeah, I think this is one of them here. No, that's the ocean map. Waypoints, region names. Germany, Denmark, Ireland, Baltic states. That's the description. Oh, here. Insertion. Here, some of this stuff here. Insert a Joint Task Force 2 team. So in the vicinity of end location. End location, all costs. JTF2 team is awaiting at location. Oop. Nice. 2 team, avoid detection. Mission win. JTF2 and JTF2. File, save. I'll do that for insertion 1 later. I'll just open that here and put it on my second screen. Or is that the same thing as Spec Ops? No, that's them inserting Spec Ops here. Is it still Spetsnaz? Is it still called Spetsnaz in Russia? I think it is. Some of these... Like, some of these I'll have to go through, and some of them... like enemy return immediately. This one, I think the land strike ones I think have taken out of the mission file because you can't carry tomahawks in the Victoria. So you never have to do them. Yay! Enemy carrier task force. You know, like I have to go through all these here, like you know, Synclant. I'll have to, you know, change that to Commarlant, I think, or the other one. You know, a lot of these little changes to be done to really flesh it out that aren't a huge issue. Bigger thing is the dates, events, reinforce fail. Yeah, some of these will like same thing. Yeah, like that doesn't say anything about Soviet or Russian, but yeah, massive Soviet task force strikes. I'll change that to Russian. And I have all my medals. Intro, like I might, like I said before, I might put an intro 9. That will have, you know, the Canadian there. I think it is further up here. Campaigns. Yeah, let's change that to ooh, 2004, and let's go red. Just because I can. Campaign 6, campaign data. Julian start date. This is where I don't know what, like it's this weird number. .mod streaming .mod campaign 04. Yes. Campaign data. And Julian start date. Yeah, I don't know how to use Julian start dates. So let's close that one and streaming action override campaign data Julian start date. Now I don't know which file is which. Okay, so that's the later dates. Let's copy. Close that. You know what? Let's close that. Make sure we open the right one. Close that. This is the annoying part. Cold water. Oh yes, okay. And let's switch that. File. Save. Campaign points, start points 300. I've actually done that where I've increased that campaign points number. Makes for a long campaign. It's fun. Event. Insertion. See, this is where I took out the land strike event out of that one. Alright, so let's close that. Now whenever you do mods, you have to do that. Control copy. Mods folder, Control V. Do you want to overwrite everything? Yes, I do. Minimize. Angry Goose. Pop it in. And we're going to spin up. I just want to see if the dates were changed right. then I'll end the stream, because I'm getting a little long here in an hour, and I need to get ready for bed. Alright, campaign, Royal Canadian Navy 2004, so we know that those are switched right. Let's go Angry Goose, yes, overwrite it. And we've seen all this crap before. Yes, okay, so the date is correct. Alright, problem solved. And I think the medals simply use the date in brackets and uses whatever that date is there. Well, that's one problem fixed. How many more to go? That's off anchors away. Alright, well, to anyone who watches this, and Nightshade, thanks for popping in. I know you left a little bit ago there, but A, hope you get better, but B, thanks for joining in. Hit like, subscribe. I'll be doing a little bit more of this, especially once I get like the medals redone, all the JTF2, and hunt down a little bit more of the Soviet/Russia stuff. Again, if anybody has any pointers on the map, I'm going to try a few things for the next stream where I think I know where to look and change things. Hopefully it works. It might not, who knows. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Again, any feedback, any mistakes, any ideas, comments below. Find me on the .mod Discord, Angry Goose. Yeah, let me know what you think about the campaign idea. Let me know if you're willing to, if you're a modeler and you can whip up an actual Victoria class or modify the Zvardas to look closer. I appreciate anyone with any ideas of what to do next. Also, if who was I talking to the other day? I can't remember where to get. I know the .mod team has